This elderly man in China caught peeping in women's toilet. Let's talk about it. Public restrooms. A sacred place where peace, privacy, and porcelain should reign supreme. But for one woman in Chongchun, Jilin province, her trip to the loo turned into a disturbing episode straight out of a low-budget horror movie. Starring not a ghost, not a monster, but a crouching grandpa with boundary issues. It was the 16th of January, 2025 in Songchuan, China. And suddenly there was gray hair and a pair of eyes peeking out from the bottom of the bathroom stall door that a woman was using. But not just any kind of peeping, this wasn't your run-of-the-mill, accidental glance. No. This was a calculated, deliberate, and downright disgusting act of voyeurism committed by an elderly man who, according to the victim, isn't exactly new to this perverted pastime. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about an experienced offender. A man whose joints may crack when he crouches, but who still seems committed to creeping on women like it's his twisted hobby. Our female protagonist, brave, alert, and quite frankly done with this nonsense, had a feeling something was off. So before stepping into the restroom, she did something most of us wouldn't think of. She hit record on her phone. Good girl. Because in a world where women are forced to live on the defensive, sometimes your best weapon is your smartphone. And sure enough, like clockwork, in comes the elderly man, casually straying into the women's restroom like it was a morning stroll in the park. But he didn't just stop at trespassing. Oh no. This man, a certified creep with, let's say, questionable morals, got down on all fours and peeked under the stall partition. Yes, under. Like a cockroach scuttling in the shadows, hoping not to be noticed. But plot twist, he was noticed. Big time. The woman, fearless and furious, burst out of the stall, phone in hand, and confronted the man head-on. She chased him down, her voice echoing through the restroom corridor, demanding answers. He, naturally, did what most cowards do when caught, he fled. She didn't call the police right then. Maybe she was in shock. Maybe she hoped public shaming would be enough. Or maybe she knew the police can't protect her unless there's money involved. Who knows? But she gave her warning was anyway, try it again, and next time, it's the cops. You know, there's this gossip that gets thrown around a lot. You've probably heard it. Gen Z has no morals. They're glued to their phones. They're disrespectful. They're useless. Boomers and some millennials love to act like today's youth are the moral downfall of humanity, like every 20-year-old is 2 selfies away from ruining civilization. But let's press pause on that tired little sermon, and rewind to the scene we just witnessed. Because while Gen Z is out here making memes, starting businesses online, and, yeah, maybe oversharing on TikTok, it's this guy, a man who could have fought in the Cold War and is probably confused by QR codes, who decided his golden years should be spent peeking under women's bathroom stalls. Yes, he did it more than once. So, that's his hobby. While some old folks take up gardening, tai chi, or feeding pigeons in the park, this gentleman prefers stalking women in restrooms. Real classy. Let's get one thing straight, moral decay doesn't have a birth year. Creeps don't wear Gen Z tags. Predators come with wrinkles too. And sometimes, the people pointing fingers the loudest are the ones hiding the dirtiest secrets. So the next time someone blames society's downfall on teenagers with dyed hair and baggy pants, remind them of this: a woman had to press record on her phone before she went to the bathroom, not because of Zoomers, but because of a man old enough to be her grandfather. So maybe it's time we stop generalizing morality by generation, and start calling out perversion when we see it, no matter how many gray hairs it's hiding behind. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-world stories that are equal parts shocking and infuriating. And remember, justice doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it chases you out of a restroom with a camera.